Ladies and gentlemen, DeSantis is about to drop out. He is far below Trump in polls within the GOP primary, which really isn't a primary. It shouldn't even be a primary. Trump was extremely popular as president. He wasn't as divisive or polarizing as people think. If he was as divisive or polarizing as media or Democrats would have you believe, he wouldn't be up over mashed potato brains by 1 point in an average of polls after having been indicted 4 different times. Purely politically motivated, you would have to be naive or a complete imbecile to think it was about the rule of law. So Democrats with Democratic Party prosecutors in blue states, in major cities, New York, Fulton County, are going after Trump with a special counsel from Biden's DOJ, going after Trump to knock him out of 24. They're trying to interfere, which is they're petrified of anyone informing the public of corruption within Biden's laptop, for example, or Hunter's laptop, within the Democratic Party. It's always a plot by another country to interfere. But here you have Democrats going after Trump in a clear and brazen effort to try to knock him out of 24. The opposite is taking place. Now, if you look at Nikki Haley or DeSantis or Krispy Kreme, you can look and they would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 points behind Biden because they would have all of media converging upon them. With Trump, it doesn't matter. So Democrats, their competitive advantage is media. Jimmy Kimmel, who has devoted his life to the Democratic Party. He's like an AI robot for the Democratic Party. Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, The Washington Post, The New York Times, all of Hollywood, Robert De Niro, The Atlantic. I mean, you can go on forever. It's an entire public relations monstrosity. New York Times, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Rolling Stone. I mean, you have, what's a publication like Rolling Stone doing every single day going after Trump? Okay, this is the world we live in. You can look at, other publications too, but here, Fox News, Trump expands expands lead in GOP primary. You can look, ladies and gentlemen, there's nobody close. And DeSantis is losing to Vivek Ramaswamy. He's almost losing. Nikki Haley is right there with DeSantis, 13% to 5%. Then you have Chris Christie, who talks a lot, who's at 2%. Who are the 2% of voters? I want to know. And hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. I want record low poverty, which is what we had under Trump. I want Americans brought home from never-ending military conflict. I don't want endless military quagmires and foreign policy disasters and catastrophes which are taking place while Biden is in office. But who are the 2% voting for Chris Christie? Now, I have, definite thoughts about what's taking place right now in the world, but all I can tell you, because I'm just going to go ahead and address, kind of stick to what I'm good at, which is this channel, what this channel is about, American politics, U.S. politics, and foreign affairs as well, stock market, economy. I'll just say this. What you're seeing right now in the country I had my bar mitzvah in would not have taken place if Trump were in office. I'll just leave it at that. You'd have to know very little about foreign affairs and politics to think that a different leader, a different U.S. leader from the one we have now would result in the same issue or the same catastrophe and atrocities taking place. So with Trump, we were safer as a country. We were safer as a world. Categorically. We weren't 90 seconds to midnight, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. We didn't have an endless military quagmire in Europe. We didn't have what's taking place throughout other regions of the world. The country I referenced a couple seconds ago. Okay, these things are taking place because foreign policy is not the forte of Democrats. Actually, they don't really have something they're truly good at. They cause the inflation and the poverty that's increased. Then they raise interest rates through the roof. And we're looking at, God forbid, potentially a bank crisis in addition to a stock market crisis that I've been saying for a long time. But hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications. Go to hagoodman.com. To my Patreon, thank you. To the members on this channel, thank you. I love you. And everyone watching, much love. Thank you so very much. I took a day off yesterday. A lot of good things, thank God, happening in my life, and we're ramping up the channel. I've done more this month, but starting in, I'd say, November, December, January, and beyond, all throughout 24, we'll have live streams, interviews, 3 to 4 segments a day. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends about this channel. Trump predicts DeSantis is going to drop out. He'll be dropping out, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be dropping out. Okay, so Trump predicts DeSantis will be dropping out. It's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen, before he drops out. And the reason is because this was unfortunately for DeSantis, a failed attempt at trying desperately to acquire political influence and power. I don't think it benefited him at all. I think that if he wanted to become vice president, he ruined his chances. I think that it wasn't a good look for DeSantis to go after Trump while he was down. Okay, you don't want people going after you when you're down. You want people trying to uplift you. You want your friends. See, here's the thing with Trump, okay? He doesn't care about media. You can listen, you can just look at what Mike Tyson, the great Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers in heavyweight boxing history, okay? The closest thing in my generation to Muhammad Ali, for me. But you can look at what Mike Tyson said about Trump, okay? Never had a bad moment with Trump. Look at Dana White, what he says about Trump. Trump sticks by his friends, okay? His family loves him. You can look at Trump's family and compare it to Biden's family. Okay, who do you think has a more stable family environment? Obviously Trump. And so you look, I mean, you could just ask Hunter that. But you have obvious graft and bribery taking place with shell corporations and a laptop. And that's the focus. You should kind of focus on that and not try to just kind of descend upon Trump when he's down. He's not really down. I mean, they're going after him, but it's not really going to make a difference. He's still up in an average of polls. But what DeSantis did was try to acquire influence, power within the Republican Party as perhaps a savior or the second in line. He did himself no favors. He should have stayed out of the, whatever you call it, a primary, but whatever this is, okay? This is all a theatrical performance. Nobody has a chance at defeating Clinton, who will be the Democratic nominee, in my view. I think that, unfortunately, we'll have a devastating stock market crash. I also think that Hillary Clinton will be the Democratic nominee. And all the AI robots, the artificial intelligence robots who are morally superior and highly educated will vote for her again. And I think that there's a possibility she could win. But I do think that Trump will regain the Oval Office. I think the odds are with Trump regaining the Oval Office. Of course, it depends on if the Republicans in certain states like Arizona, don't really lend their support to Trump. Then we'll have 4 years of Hillary Clinton's presidency. And again, this is the political situation we have in this country. But DeSantis did himself no favors. I really don't understand why DeSantis ran. Had he not run, he would have been by far and away the front runner in 28. Far and away the front runner. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. Share this everywhere. To my viewers in other countries, in Australia, in New Zealand, in the UK, in Canada, in Nepal, throughout the world, in India, thank you so much. Throughout the world, I love you. And hit subscribe. Share this everywhere. I'll be back for a live stream, very likely tomorrow night. So be here for the live stream. Thanks, everybody.